Hello, everybody. This is Swati live from Los Angeles. We are almost at the end of our week 3 of our 6-week long mindfulness camp. And as many of you know, we have been working with anxiety for the last couple of days. Yesterday it was sleep. Today I would like to talk about chronic pain and how mindfulness can help with chronic pain. Some of us, we have some pain issue. For example, a common chronic pain issue is a backache. Some people have experienced either a biological type of disorder, something that is neurological, but then they experience pain. Some people have gone through accidents. As a result, there is some pain in some part of their body, which is very hard to handle. How does one deal with chronic pain using mindfulness meditation? To be fair, this subject in itself is something you can focus on if you do have chronic pain. Today, I just want to introduce you to certain ideas. And for that purpose, I would like to introduce you to a teacher who specializes in dealing with chronic pain. His name is Shinzen Young. Shinzen Young was born in Los Angeles, but eventually, after getting his PhD or while he was in the PhD program in Buddhist studies, he went to Japan. He was extensively trained in Zen and then later on Vipassana, mindfulness type of meditation that we do. All these different Buddhist traditions, by the way, have one thing in common, which is a meditation tradition. And a lot of the meditations have very similar styles, which is awareness. Awareness in Vipassana, we are focusing on our body and our own experiences. And Zen also, it is very similar. You also focus on an external object. So basically, you are learning to pay attention in a focused way and then transcend certain feelings. Again, feelings we'll get to later. So in terms of Shinzen Yang, I find him a fascinating teacher. First of all, he absolutely believes in secularizing and kind of demystifying this whole Vipassana tradition or mindfulness meditation tradition and bring it to people where they can use it for their regular daily life problems. I respect that partly because that's what I believe in, that we don't have to go to a religion. We don't have to worry about a spiritual quest because there's so much that can come to us through practicing these meditations and by understanding the philosophy that goes around it. We all have some problem or some pain in our life at some point or the other. Today, let's talk about chronic pain. So Shinzen Young is one person who has done a lot of work in chronic pain, and in fact, he has a book, an audio book as well called Breakthrough Pain, and I'm going to share the link with you. And those of you who would like to work with chronic pain issues, or if you know someone who has a chronic pain issue, please refer them to this book. So let me share the link with you. I have it, okay, I guess I have the other link up on the screen, but right now, okay. Okay, so I think you can all see this link that I'm posting here. Um, it's called Breakthrough Pain, a step-by-step mindfulness meditation program for transforming chronic and acute pain. So it's not just chronic pain, but sometimes because of a specific thing that's going on with us, we may get into acute pain situation. So please refer to this book, audiobook, Breakthrough Pain. Talking of Shinzen Yang, I would also like to share this link, and it's on the screen, as you guys can see, I think on the right side. It's a YouTube video, and I love this specific YouTube video because it says a lot, not just about Shinzen's experience, but just about what can transform you into dealing with any issue of pain or anything of that sort, how it can be transformed. So I would like to share that one now. So you must have by now seen this book and haven't made note of it. And now this is the video. It says 3 key moments for Shinzen Yang. What he experienced was very severe. Again, we don't need to do that. We don't need to go through the extremely severe experience that he describes, but we will have our own experiences. So for example, when you sit and meditate over extended periods of time and you do experience certain amount of discomfort, what does it mean to you? How can that itself teach you to sit through discomfort and then transcend it? That's what I'm curious about. If you experience any moment, anything where you say, yes, I can do it, and I can still dance with life in spite of whatever is going on. Now, let me give you my example. When I went to my Vipassana retreat, a tough one, 10-day of silence, and you live like a monk, and I have backache issue. And in the beginning, in first 2 or 3 days, I did use backache, did use backrest. I'm so sorry. This happens a lot of times when I want to get rid of the bottom. I become not mindful, whatever the word is opposite of mindful. Anyway, so this is what happened to me. So the backache that I was experiencing became excruciatingly painful in those after the first few days. It became worse and worse, but I was using backrest and then I was okay. My teacher encouraged me to let go of the backrest. By the way, in these retreats, you eat little, you sleep little, all you do is 12-hour long, you sit and meditate. You don't talk to anybody, you don't even look at anybody, you don't have any social contact. So basically, you are simply facing yourself and nothing else. You can talk to the teacher just for a few minutes in the day if you have a question. So this teacher encouraged me to let go of the backrest, which eventually I did. And then there was a time when this was a Goenkaji's retreat, one of the Goenka's retreats. So Goenkaji's voice was the guided meditation we were listening to. And he asks you to sit through 1 hour long, no moving meditation. So that was, again, extremely hard because of my backache. And it was half an hour, 40 minutes, fine. Beyond that, I just couldn't. Ultimately, I decided I was going to do it anyway, regardless. For whatever reason, that's what I decided. And then what happened was that one painful hour somehow made me aware of my own capability. And not just that, somehow it meant something. I was not able to so much focus on my body all the time. I did run to my pain and how to deal with the pain and just sort of, a desperation. But then again, I came back to my body, went through that process. And then what happened was something surprising. I might not have thought about it that way, but somehow the backache that used to really hurt me and bother me before this meditation retreat, after the meditation retreat, I just started dealing with the backache in a different way. It doesn't bother me as much. In fact, a lot of times I have some chronic backache, but I don't pay attention to it. Yes, there are times when it gets worse. I've gone to physical therapy, I've tried to do exercises. All that is there, but it does not bother me as much. And something very interesting, the only time I realized, the only time I did not have the backache, ache-free back, was the time when I sat on the meditation cushion. And my physical therapist said it was because my spinal cord was being supported. And I'm sure that is the case. But before I couldn't do it, and after I could do it, and I could actually get the support in the right way. So something happens, something transforms in you when you do these meditations. That the chronic pain, like Shinzen Young says, you take away the suffering from the pain. You have the physical pain, but you add suffering to it by creating stories or assuming I just can't do it, or this is just too much, I have to run away from it. And by doing that, or sometimes, I'm just getting too old, I'm going to just wither away, or this is so sad, or something about, how my life didn't amount to anything, or whatever it is that may be bothering you. And you can see me smiling because it's ironical that at some point or the other, even people who seem very accomplished may go through these kind of feelings. But these are stories that our mind is creating. How do you become aware of these stories? You learn to pay attention to my body the way it is right now. Total acceptance, no judgment. And in that way, you get rid of some of these stories. Now, in order to deal with chronic pain, the other thing I'm going to ask you to do is, in my app to meditate, I have a meditation by Shinzen Young. One more time, I had to get his permission, and he's extremely kind person. He allowed me to use one of his meditations in the app. So you could listen to that particular meditation to get a feel for how to deal with chronic pain. But if you want to go through a program, you should definitely buy Shinzen Young. So now with that, now let's go get to a meditation. Now I'm not so much going to ask you to do a specific meditation for chronic pain only, because that is a specialized area. But I'm going to try to give you a glimpse into how you could deal with some amount of chronic pain. Let's see, somebody says, Red says, Happy Independence Day. I guess it is still Independence Day in India. It's night time, 15th of August. But thank you. And let's get to our meditation. Okay, so Enrique says, and I'm going to read this because it is relevant to us. Change my sitting posture and my anxiety to move improved. It helped me to sit longer without pain. And now this is something I have received emails from a couple of other people also. Find the right position for yourself that will allow you not to experience intense pain immediately, or you can sit through it longer. Okay, it's okay to find the right position for you, sitting position for you. That way you will be able to focus on your body better rather than only focusing on the pain. Having said that, no matter how you decide to sit, there will be a time you will be struggling with the idea of meditating over a long period of time. Okay, so in fact, I would say, instead of struggling through the physical pain, if you can struggle to sit through whatever amount of time you have decided, that will help you. That helps to transform. Now, we don't do the Zen teaching method, which is when people are supposed to sit through 1 hour long, no move meditation. And if you start moving or start falling asleep, the teachers are known to use a stick and hit you with the stick. Now, we don't need to do that. That's not where we stand. And one more time, as I said, what we want to do is to learn to use these meditations without having to go through the severe extreme experiences, but stretching our limits to certain degree. Stretch your limit to certain degree. You may have to leave your comfort zone, but that will, if you keep doing it, that in itself will be a transformative experience. Okay, so sit with spinal cord straight and relax your shoulders. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. And now breathe in and breathe out and pay attention to the breath for a short time. And at this point, scan your whole body to see if there is any point where there is discomfort, pressure, or any pain. Those of you who have specific aches and pains may not have to scan the body to point it, but those who don't have a specific chronic pain issue or acute pain at this point, just see if there is any spot which attracts your attention, grabs your attention because there is some pressure or discomfort. And now pay attention to that spot. Gently, just pay attention to whatever you're feeling in that spot. Be mindful of that part of your body. Pay attention. And just say in your own mind, I accept whatever is going on in this part of my body. I accept it. Okay, that's what it is. There is some pain and ache in that part. Something is probably hurt because of Whatever I experienced is uncomfortable, it's painful, but that's what it is. I totally accept whatever is going on here and now in that part of my life. And then simply observe as if you're watching that part of your body, observing that part of the body from a little bit of a distance. Accept and observe. If your mind is creating any stories around it, or if it is talking to you about whatever is going on there, just say, my mind is working hard. That's okay. The only thing I can see or I feel is the pain or the discomfort, and that's about it. This body sitting here as this part in the body with its pain and discomfort, and I'm just watching it. No past, no future, no stories, just simple pain sitting here and watching it. And if your mind is wandering around, at this point, first bring it back to the breath, away from this point, the part of your body that has the pain. Bring it back to the breath and see if you're able to focus on the breath. That part of your body is there. You have paid attention to it, you have watched it, and now you are focusing on the breath. That part is still there, but see if you are able to focus on the breath. And at some point, go back to the spot with the pain and watch it again with total acceptance. This is how it is. Watching it as if, in some sense, your senses are massaging it, your attention is massaging it. Rise and flow, rise and fall, a flow. And then go back to the breath again. And now we are going to wind down our meditation. Come back to your breath. Pay attention to the breath. And then we are going to say the 3 lines which we generally do. The 1 line 3 times that we generally do. Breathe in, I smile. Breathe out, I'm okay. Breathe in, I smile. Breathe out, I'm okay. Breathe in, I smile. Breathe out, I'm okay. And you can open your eyes slowly at first and then all the way. Now, as I said, this meditation that we did, this is just a glimpse into one way to deal with chronic pain, total acceptance. So what you are doing is you're going back and forth between first paying attention to that part, first allowing yourself to observe the pain. This is the body, this is the spot, no past, no future, just simply there is pain and I'm observing it. Watch it in whichever way you want. If there are images and thoughts, you notice it, but all you do is come back to that spot. Then you switch to the breath and see if you are able to focus on your breath. So you go back and forth like that for the amount of time that you decide you're going to meditate. We have run out of time. If you want, you can see the same thing again later today. But for the time being, I have to say bye to you and I'll see you tomorrow.